Hey everybody, I have a fun shaker card video for you today for Wild Whisper, this paper. So my whole project idea today started with that paper and that stencil from Wild Whisper. I'm going to create a shaker card. I have some sequins and some dyes and some Distress Oxide ink, and we are just going to have a ton of fun. We're going to do some creative playing, and at the end of the day, we're going to have a warm and cozy shaker card for a friend. I'm starting with a panel of white cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm grabbing my Sizzix Maker's tape, flipping the stencil over, flipping that panel over, and adhering the stencil to my panel. And then I'm also going to end up grabbing some more Maker's tape and actually taping the stencil to my craft mat. Just worked best that way. And we're going to do some ink blending. So I have here some Distress Oxide inks in aged mahogany, fossilized amber, and dried marigold. And what I want to do is I want to ink blend this panel. I want to have nice saturated colors, but I don't want them to go in a line. I hope that makes sense. So I'm doing like blobs of color or areas of each color and then blending them in together. So at the end of the day, my card is going to just look like it has all of these colors in different areas of the card. I chose these colors to match that pattern paper. I wanted to complement the pattern paper, not match it exactly, because I want my shaker element to kind of stick up off the card. So I'm just taking these 3 colors, blending them together. You saw that I went ahead and popped my stencil. It wanted to slide around my desk, so I just taped it straight to my desk, and now it's not going to go anywhere while I ink blend. I really wanted to create a project today that used this Sweet Little One collection without it being baby themed. Like, I wanted something a little bit different. And I did kind of think about different ideas and maybe some like throwback photos that I could grab and use. But in the end, I was just inspired to create a card. I knew I needed like a comforting get well card for a dear friend. And I wanted to create something that would be warm and cozy. And I just I wasn't feeling a layout. I wanted to do something different. So today we're going to use a die set from my stash and all these pretty oxide inks. Once I have my ink blending finished, I want to go ahead and add just a bit of water to it. I want to get some of that oxide kind of look. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a mini mister. I'm going to spritz a good bit of water on my paper. I wanted a good bit of oxide look to this particular paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of hit it with a paper towel to soak up any of that excess water and to pull up some of that ink. And now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to go ahead and die cut all of my shaker elements. Keeping my card really simple, I went through my die set. I grabbed these teacup or coffee cup shaker dies from Lawn Fawn. I love Lawn Fawn's shaker dies. So if you ever see them and it is an image that you know you love and it's an image you know you will use over and over again, I fully recommend investing in that set. They are an investment for sure, but I really love them. I have 2 of them, this coffee cup and a strawberry. You're actually going to see the strawberry one later on this week. And they're so cute. So I really recommend the Lawn Fawn shaker dies. If you ever see ones that you know you can use for scrapbooking and card making, I am all about the double duty die cuts where I can use them for multiple projects or any kind of paper crafting projects in my stash. So I'm just putting the shaker together. I know I'm a little bit off screen. I'm just trimming and doing first your top die, your window die, then your acetate, then your foam tape, then the sequins, and finally the back of the die set, the solid die. My shaker ingredients, as it were, so my sequins, my foam tape, my acetate, I get them all from Spiegel Mom Scraps. She carries all of it, all in one store. You don't have to go hunting for products or the things that you need to create your shakers. You can just grab all of the kind of mise en place, kind of essential tools, supplies you need for shakers over there. So I'm going to get this shaker all together, ready to go. So cute. I love it. And now I went ahead and die cut from that paper. So that one sheet of paper, I die cut all of the shakers and then this cute little heart die to kind of put into the middle of my teacup. And this will be a teacup. I did go ahead and die cut some of the little elements that you need for to make it a teacup as opposed to a coffee cup. I'm going to add some little sequin details. Whenever you create a shaker card, it's always a good idea to not just have your sequins in the shaker, but also to have your sequins kind of sprinkled outside the shaker. This just gives you a lot of cohesion, makes everything kind of match and go together and look really nice. Next up, I am going to go ahead and get this card put together. So I'm going to start with my stenciled panel. Look at how cool that stencil is, you guys. This stencil was designed by Nicole Wright. I love it. You're going to see it again because I left it out on my desk and did a layout with it. It's so cute. I really, really love it. I think it turned out like it's just so pretty. And I love the colors that I used and how this card came together. It all came together really well. So I just used some Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink to kind of pop along the edges, give it a little bit of depth and a little bit of dimension to my card. And it's going to fit right onto the card base. I didn't cut it shorter. I actually cut it exactly card panel size because I just wanted to have as much of that stenciled paper as I could so that it didn't get lost with the shaker element. I wanted it to definitely be like part of this card. So I'm going to place my shaker bit off to the side, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on some of the little added I don't know, embellishments or accents to my shaker. I totally could have just put this teacup right in the middle of my card and it would have looked perfect, but I wanted to add some more texture and, you know, little details. You guys know how I am so about the little details. So kind of off camera here, I cut the die with the little tea bag paper. I'm putting some of my hemp cord through that little paper tea bag thing. If that has a fancy name and you know what it is, let me know below. I even grabbed my tiny attacher, the staple, to really give it some good texture and some good like realistic detail. And then I can just go ahead and kind of hang that tea tag, I don't know. I'm sure it has a name. I'm going to hang it off of my teacup, and then I'm using wet glue because I have all that ink on this card panel, and tape runner or that kind of dry tape runner adhesive and ink generally doesn't play nice together. So another little element I've cut for my card are these cute little like wispy smoke type of dies to go above my card. And once I have those down, I'm going to grab some Nuvo drops in, I think it's Mountain Dew, with their clear. You could also use glossy accents. And I'm just going to cover those little wispy smoke die cuts with the clear glossy to give it, again, just a little something extra, a little cute detail. Lastly, I am going to grab this little spoon. I die cut a spoon from some silver foil cardstock, and I'm going to kind of put that off to one side, and then I'm going to add a smattering of sequins, and our card will then be all finished and ready to send. If you haven't grabbed any of these stencils or the stamp sets I used 2 weeks ago, or the new sweet little one paper pack, and you want it, please go grab it, because pretty soon there's going to be all kinds of new, fun, amazing products in the Wild Whisper shop, and I don't want anyone to miss out. Have a wonderful day. Bye.